Hey everyone, and welcome to a late night stock talk. Today is October 29th, and welcome back everyone. Hopefully you guys will enjoy these late night stock talks as we move forward. I think increasingly in the next month it'll be late night. So yeah, if you're a late night person, here it is for you guys. This is SPY, the S&P 500 on the intraday chart. And remember in the weekend stock talk, we talked about the analysis of really the S&P 500 going down, pushing for that scenario in which we would reach to this red boxed area. Now, in the past, this box was gray. I made it red just to show the big significance in my target area in which broad markets can head towards in the future, coming into elections, which is November 6th. Keeping in mind the two major dates, right? One is Apple earnings coming out on Thursday. That's a big one, right? Big component of the NASDAQ. That could certainly shift markets. What have we been seeing in the past few weeks? This quarter's earnings. Every single stock that had positive earnings, and most of the stocks, not every single stock, but most of the stocks that had positive earnings eventually got sold off, right? And Apple so far hasn't taken a hit. What do you think could happen? What's the probability that it could happen when Apple releases earnings and for Apple to take that hit? What do you think would happen to the markets by then? So keep that in mind. November 1st. November 6th is midterms. Hence, we expect volatility to midterms and afterwards, okay, and afterwards. So here is our major level on SPY, the S&P 500, which ranges from 247 to 252. That is the target area where I am expecting SPY to head towards. What is this gray area? The gray area is a technical support level in which we've held in past few months, but in my opinion, I do not expect this area to hold in the next few days. We are going to get those buyers, as I've talked about in the weekend. Those buyers, those technical buyers who are buying on the dip, is going to do it again. And we saw it intraday today as we sloshed through the gray area into the gray area, but look how quickly we rebounded. Does that mean that's the bottom? Let me tell you, that does not mean that's the bottom. So that's what I'm looking in the near future. That's the gray area. And because we did reach this gray box, I expect a movement towards the downside. Question: can we rebound tomorrow and rally tomorrow off that level because we are so oversold? Answer: yes. What's the probability? Well, I can argue it's almost like 50-50, right? Sure, the major momentum is pushed to the downside, but can we get an oversold rally tomorrow? Yes, we can, especially since we went down yet another 1% or 2% on the NASDAQ at one point earlier in the day, right? So sure we can, but keeping in mind that it does not have to last long. Any rally does not have to last long and can be pushed down in the meantime. So keep that in mind as we move forward into more of the earnings this week. Let's take a look at TVIX, or volatility. We talked about volatility in the past, in which we kept over the red line on the yearly chart, which was the 200 period moving average, right? That's significant because in the past we got rejected off of this area, and today we once again went over the 200 period moving average. We gapped down. Why were we not able to keep down volatility? Volatility looks like it wants to move higher over the resistance area of the 200 period moving average. If that occurs, guys, this can move up quickly. So would not be surprised if TVIX goes to 60, 70, 80. Like, those are not out of the possibility, okay? Those are very valid numbers in which volatility can head towards. So that's TVIX. Giving you guys a quick idea of the VIX. So VIX, the fear index, you guys can see, right now, we have a, you might be saying, well, this is like a resistance area of around 25.50. Sure, that could be and one thing that's interesting is as markets were pushing lower today, I mentioned to the members today in the course that volatility was stationary. It wasn't really moving. And you guys can see, right? Volatility has been relatively, stationary for the past few days while prices have been edging lower. What that's telling me is that fear is not propagating within the markets. And if fear is not in the markets, chances are we're not going to get a capitulation low just yet. Therefore, we have not defined a low just yet. So that's why I'm favoring more downside in the markets to come in the coming days and possibly even weeks. But I'll have to evaluate that statement as we move forward day by day. All right, so hopefully that helps, guys. If you enjoy these videos, once again, please hit that thumbs up button. I highly appreciate it. And today we're not going to be tackling your tickers because it's a little bit late, but of course I will be looking at your tickers in the next video. So probably tomorrow, right? So keep in mind. Here's crude oil. We talked about crude oil having a bearish pattern until we can close over this value of 69.60, around that range. Until then, this is forming a bearish pattern that is likely to play out to the downside, especially if markets are pushing lower. I'm looking at futures right now. I guess that's a benefit, right, of doing a late night stock talk. We can look at futures. Doesn't matter too much right now, but what's interesting is, if markets do push down significantly, crude oil is likely to be pushed down as well. And you guys can see that once again, we've been forming a bear flag pattern, right? Here's the pull, here's the flag, pull, flag, pull, flag, right? This is likely to play out to the downside. Keep that in mind, and that ticker, that if you're interested in, possibly shorting crude oil, if crude oil is moving lower, DWT is going higher. That's the ticker symbol to watch. And right now you guys can see DWT, in this range, but can it move higher? Of course it can. So that's the ticker for you guys to watch. Let's take a look at /NG or natural gas. Moving through this rather quickly, but we talked about natural gas having a topping area, right? This is a topping area around 3.300. What's the likely trajectory for natural gas? To the downside. Have we attempted to move down in the past? Yes, we have. If you guys have been monitoring natural gas, it's been attempting to move down every single day, but usually near the end of the day it gets pushed up somehow, and that's fine. But we're looking for this to collapse to the downside as we move forward. Now, what's the scenario of it moving higher? Of course, it can move higher. It can once again get to 3.30. I think I pointed that out in the past. It can still get to 3.30 and still be bearish. That's why it's interesting, because we're moving lower, it's trying to edge lower, but for some reason we're getting cushioned by this support level. Can you guys see this? Cushioned by the support level. So we still really don't have a definitive close and a follow through the next day to say that, hey, that was the resistance area, we're going below that. So keep that in mind as we move forward. And finally, /GC gold futures. Gold futures right now still getting rejected off the 1241 level. And what is it doing? It's pretty much stationary, but it's really at the demise of one of our tickers, JNUG, which looks at gold, right? This is bullish gold, and as we're stationary, it's not pushing over the resistance, and JNUG, you guys can see, is pushing lower. Now, you guys know I don't really like this because, I'm looking at the US dollar, and if those US dollars increasing as well, then, overall that doesn't bode well for the markets. Keeping a close eye on that, but right now looking at JNUG's technical chart, this is obviously getting pushed to the downside, and we talked about this gap fill area ranging from 757, and I think we may or may not have 757. We got very close to filling that gap. So but the thing is, do we have a sign of reversal back to the upside? The answer is no, right? So if you're in JNUG, you just got to be very careful. If not, already have a stop loss ready, just in case this starts to tumble quickly. So with that, guys, that's it for today's stock talk. Wanted to make a quick update for you guys. I know some of the members are already asking me about, can you do, or are you going to be doing a video today? So of course, do it for you guys. In the meantime, enjoy your trading day. Hopefully you guys are, having a great day in terms of trading. Look, when you're doing well in the stock market, you don't have to be bullish all the time. We don't get these corrections often, but when we do, you guys can see, if you're shorting it, you can make a lot of money off of it, because you guys know, elevator down, escalator up, right? I don't have to say that over and over again, but when it goes down, if you're shorting it, if you're in the right position, you can make money quicker, but you just don't want to be caught on the wrong side of the spectrum. Hence this is why I'm pointing, showing you guys this perspective. This is why I did the weekend stock talk. This is why I did stock talk last week, to give you guys an idea of where we're heading. So, big picture is got to be monitoring SPY on a daily basis. Been doing that for the members, but you guys be cautious, be wary, and once we get down to that general vicinity down here, we'll be talking about more levels and looking for that sign of a possible bottom. But for now, I don't even want to talk about a bottom because we have no sign of that right now. Thank you guys. See you tomorrow.